Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today on Love, Life, and Relationships, we have Anonymous. Anonymous, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Okay, so on Love, Life, and Relationships, we just have conversations. We just be kicking it, talking about love, life, and relationships, okay? Married, single, complicated, what?
Soon to be married.
Soon to be married. Why'd you take so long to say that?
Well, I gotta think before I speak.
Okay. So when's the date?
Ain't no date yet. It's soon.
Okay, so you just have it in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you guys have kids?
Got one son.
So why kids before marriage?
Cause it just turned out that way. We want to thank him.
Okay. I mean, it happens with a lot of people. I had kids before marriage.
Like everybody.
Right. So there's this thing right now that I'm talking to everybody about because I feel like your sexual energy is more important than marriage. So traditionally, biblical days, back in the day, you were supposed to get married before you had the kids. Which almost seemed like the right thing to do based off the fact that you created a whole life, a little tiny person that connects you to this person forever. The marriage seems to be less important than combining your sexual energy.
I think the thing is, back in the day though, when they had everybody like arranged marriages, it was because so everybody just knew their roles. There wasn't no ego. Nobody had no fetishes, no nothing, because everybody thought about the same thing. Everybody thought alike, and so it was easy. Nobody wanted nobody else because everybody just thought everything was the same.
Well,
but over here in America, you know what I'm saying, all that got twisted. So now, like you say, sexual energy now has become more important than marriage.
Okay, so we're going to take it back. Because actually, even back in the day, there's this thing that's happening right now that I tell everybody about. It's called the wealth transfer. Okay? So in heaven, when you were born, you were written down under your mother and father. Here in the 3D, you were written under your mother and father. Your mother, exactly your mother, mama's baby, papa's maybe. Okay? Yeah. So even back in biblical times, Egypt, and before that, all the times, there was a thing where people had major fetishes because they were doing a lot of sneaky freaky and messing with boys and whatnot back then. So that was a thing.
Egypt.
Also, yeah, it was bathhouses and things of that nature. So there was a lot of extracurricular activities going on. So people did a lot of weird sexual acts, and it is not so weird today. But back then, so say you would be King Tutankhamun, all right? And I would be your queen at the time. You have a lot of concubines around, a lot of, female energy around. So you could potentially be sleeping with Shaniqua around the corner, okay? It would be one of my servants or something.
Yeah.
She would actually be pregnant with your baby. I would be sleeping with you as well, but I could be sleeping with somebody in the slave quarters because you're giving Shaniqua too much of my time. I end up pregnant, and you just automatically assume that the baby's yours.
Yeah.
Because I'm queen.
Yeah. So
my baby gets written under you, King Tutankhamun's child, heir to the throne, your firstborn son. Meanwhile, Shaniqua actually really has your firstborn son, and I got the slave baby.
Yeah.
So, in heaven, my baby gets written down properly. On earth, my baby gets written down as your heir. It's not right. So we didn't know what DNA, that came about later on. Yeah. But, so you have families that are actual royal blood that were not written, because that slave baby didn't get written down as royal blood, because there was a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Because what if we didn't know that Shanika was sleeping with the king and he just was sowing his royal oats like Eddie Murphy? You know what I'm saying? Now everybody's being aligned. The universe is putting, because you notice a lot of weird ass shit happening lately, right? And you're very tapped in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you notice some of the things that's been happening. So a lot of people tend to think that sex is less important than marriage. That's just the way, and I'm just going to say a lot of people were raised, because even I did the same exact thing. But as I got a little older, I started to realize the marriage was less important. And so even on my last relationship, we got married kind of fast because I wanted to do the right thing. I mean, nobody knows what the right thing is. So the right thing for me ain't the right thing for you. The right thing for you ain't really the right thing for me. So, in your relationship right now, why?
I just smiled.
I'm just saying. Okay, you smiled. All right. So what is that about? Like,
go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. There's a thing about roles right now as well. Mm-hmm. On the show so far, we've been talking about how the men are cheaters. And I haven't really, posted any of the women yet, but the men are cheaters. But the men are saying the women are cheaters. The men are also saying they don't clean up, they don't cook, they don't do wifely things. And I tend to think men normally cheat first. Okay. But I'm starting to learn.
Well, the clean up, cooking, and all that stuff, I haven't experienced that. So I don't know.
Like what? She does cook, she does clean?
She does all that.
Okay.
But I do it too just because it's a discipline thing for me.
So equal give and take, more or less. You help her, she help you. She work?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. Everybody does everything together. What about the son? You both equally take care of?
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say he too young to clean up. He just mess up.
So you you take him to daycare? So you do all the fatherly roles? Okay, so it's important for you to be a role model to your son?
Yeah, it is.
Was your father there?
Nope. I mean, this is the thing with that too. Like, even though my father wasn't there like that, I still know who he is and all that stuff. I don't want to say I would still look up to him, but when I was a child, I always heard like good stories about him. Like he did this and had this much money and all that stuff over and over again. So that still gave me the energy that I still had, that masculine energy to look up to because of the stories and stuff like that.
Right.
So I still needed him there, but that helped out a lot. So if you a single mother or something like that, I don't talk bad about the son, dad, and all that stuff like that.
Right, that's very important. Don't talk down about the other parent.
Because that's going to mess up the son's self-esteem too.
Right. Totally, I get it. Because a lot of parents don't realize, like, the kids are really listening, and it bothers them because it's like, because I had that growing up. My dad wasn't with my mom, and certain people would say certain things, and I didn't like that. So I was kind of a little bit like upfront with some adults, like, don't talk about my dad like that. But I didn't like that my mom even let him come at him like that, because that's still my dad. And that also means, like, if you're coming at him, you're coming at me because I'm part of him. So I didn't like that either. So I totally get it and I understand. So as far as relationships are concerned to you, like, what is the most important thing to you about a relationship?
Passion, just the feeling of being connected. But with me though, even though I like that, like lovey-dovey stuff, at the same time when I need my space or need my peace, I be needing that. Like, I be needing to regain my energy back.
So you sometimes
like that. Nah, it's not even that. Like even if I'm like a long-term relationship, sometimes I can get distant because I'm in my head. Like, I'm thinking about stuff that, you know what I'm saying, most people don't think about. So I have to have that space to myself. And then you know what I'm saying, get aggravating when people think, oh, you don't care and all this stuff, when it just, I need my space.
So you saying you need a spiritual moment.
Yeah.
See, because being in your head is basically like trying to figure out life purpose and things of that nature.
Yeah, like sometimes, like when I'm dealing with spiritual stuff, I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get my sleep so I can have my dreams, so I can have my messages. And then sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really on that, then, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get all my time and all this stuff. But that, I don't like that to go on too long, because,
You said something like regain your energy back.
Yeah.
So I found out that when you're in alignment, y'all's energy kind of fills each other up.
Yeah.
And the only time you need to gain your energy back is when somebody's taking more than they're putting back.
Yeah.
Does that kind of alarm you a little bit?
It do. I mean, I thought about it. I just try to figure out ways how to work on that. Like, cause I'm always like in relationships. I don't want to say blaming myself, but I'm always trying to see what can I do to trying to work on myself all the time.
Everyone should be. Healing is a lifelong process.
Yeah.
And so it's never going to be, okay, you're fully healed. I'm fully healed today. Something that might happen tomorrow. And people change. And sometimes your feelings, your emotions, and things change. So how do you handle, like, when y'all have a conflict?
We do what all other couples do, act out. But
what does that look like? Is that yelling, screaming, arguing, crying, or is that like proper communication? I don't like that you did that to me.
Sometimes, so it get there. Like sometimes it might be hollering and stuff, and then it just, all right, look, this what I don't like, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
So what would your perfect relationship look like?
Oh man, I mean I know, but it don't sound so. I don't know. I just want to be. I want commitment, but I want to be able to be free to express myself. Like that'd be my perfect relationship, or you know what I'm saying, like I could just express myself, and then, or like I don't want to say go off, you know what I'm saying, but just, you know what I'm saying, have somewhere to always come back to.
Oh, so you want to explore in life.
Somebody feeling like if I go this way, I'm leaving.
Okay, so that means like you might want to be outside the house 3 days. Is that what you mean?
It can get there, but not necessarily.
Okay. How old are you?
28.
28 years old.
Yeah.
And how old is your partner?
33.
So there's a bit of an age difference.
Mm-hmm.
So at 28, do you think you've lived enough life to say, I want to be married to a person? Or do you think that that's a 28-year-old trait? Or do you think that that's like a freedom? Like, okay, so say me, for instance. I have, like right now, my freedom is important.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things, I'm like free to the world right now. I get to do whatever it is that I want. I've never actually had that experience because I've been taking care of people since I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
My last child just turned 18 years old. So I don't have to worry about, although I worry about them because I'm still their mother,
yeah.
but I don't have to worry about anybody but myself. I can do whatever it is that I want to do. Whatever my heart desires, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I'm about to be 47 years old. It took that long for me to get that type of freedom. So my perfect relationship would be, I might be a little clingy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like spending all my time with a person.
Yeah.
And I want my person to be my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So because you're saying you want to go off and, maybe explore life. But I want to go and explore life with that person.
Yeah, I understand that. And sometimes when I say go off or something like that, that don't always mean physically. That could just mean mentally. Like I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I be in the same place with you, but I'm going down a whole different rabbit hole, just, you know what I'm saying, into something else.
On your journey.
Yeah.
Okay. So are y'all in alignment, like as far, does she even know what that means? Is she like spiritual or?
She is. She knows about it, but far as practice wise, she don't practice it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't practice it enough.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you?
I mean, of course, I would like, you know what I'm saying, to have deeper conversations and stuff, but sometimes I just feel like it don't always gotta be like that. You know what I'm saying? Just.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the question that I asked everybody else so far.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened in the past couple of years. 2019, COVID, a lot of people died, a lot of changes in life. You know some people that have died, right? Do you think any of those people lived their life the way they wanted to?
That's a good question, but okay, so like my mom, she just passed, right?
Sorry.
She was out there. So I can say, but I can still tell that she didn't live the life she wanted, but she for free. You know what I'm saying? She did whatever she wanted to do. But like back to your question, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's why I put limitations on myself sometimes. So, because I know I can be a real free spirit person, but sometimes you need your energy to be channeled in a certain way,
right?
Instead of just
all over the place. Yeah. So you need a direction for your energy.
Yeah.
Okay. So to answer your
and my point of that was this relationship that I am in now gave me that chance to kind of realize, like, damn, if I can, you know what I'm saying, control my energy, keep my, you know what I'm saying, I can do big things.
Right. Have you always dated older women?
No.
That's your first one?
No. But this my first long relationship where it's just one person.
How long have y'all been together?
4 years.
That's
almost
good.
5.
So 5 years. So going back to what I asked you, that was a no. That you don't know anybody that lived their life the way that they wanted to. Like most people either live their life for somebody, or they are just not happy with the way things worked out. So that's what's important to me. Like I don't want to die and think that I didn't live my best life. And I didn't do things because, okay, I have kids, so I didn't do this. Or I'm connected to a person that don't want me doing stuff, so that's why I don't do this. When really, in all actuality, I really want to do that, but because I'm with that person, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's not living our true, authentic self.
Yeah.
So that creates resentment sometimes in relationships and with people.
And a heavy heart.
Okay, so you know something about it. So let's talk about it.
Your heart need to be light as a feather when you pass.
Hello.
I'm speaking facts.
Your heart need to be light as a feather before you pass. Like even now in life.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about myself is I let stuff go. Even with my kids, I love them, but they're not mine. When they turn 18, I give them back to God. So now I have to trust that their pathway and their direction is being ordained by a higher, their higher selves and God. Of course, I'm their mother. I can worry about them, but technically I was just to supervise and be over guardianship until they came of age to now understand and know the universe for themselves. And I feel really good about the way that I raised them. I mean, I might not have been the best mother because we don't have a handbook. They give you this little person at the hospital and they say, don't kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, what you want me to do? somebody, you killed a pet once or twice. You see what I'm saying? A goldfish or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to take a whole person home with me?
Yeah.
And feed it and love it appropriately, and half the time we didn't get loved appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to figure out what appropriately is.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I've been learning about men is that y'all don't talk about y'all emotions or y'all feelings. Y'all kind of just breeze through.
I mean, I feel like men tend to do that because once women know about your emotions and stuff, they take advantage of it later on when
What's that mean?
When it's convenient. But on a deeper note, I think men should still express themselves because that stuff got to go somewhere, and it's gonna go somewhere. But if you know what I'm saying, if it's all pushed in, it's gonna come out at the wrong time, and then you're gonna mess yourself up.
Well, the one question that I haven't had answered yet is, who is making y'all feel like that? Are we doing that to y'all, or is that y'all doing that to yourselves?
Well, I think with men, it's harder because we don't have no system, no structure like back in the day where you can learn about yourself and your, like, basically like anything to initiate yourself with manhood, nothing like that. So you just out there, and then you gotta learn all this stuff yourself. So that's why it might seem like we just don't have them, or if we do have them, they everywhere, and it's just crazy.
Well, the one thing that I like about you is you seem very mature for a 28-year-old.
And I had a lot of experiences in my younger days. I feel old. I feel like I've been like 20 different people. You know what I'm saying? That had to evolve from birth.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
And I'm still growing.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
What you mean? What it look like?
I mean, you said 20 different people. Like,
you know, you just go through different mindsets, different ways of thinking of the world and people around you, and that change, and you just kind of grow from it or leave certain stuff behind, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
But when you was in that thought pattern and those thinking pattern, you was a different person. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Facts. And then you continue to grow and evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to continue to grow and evolve until the day you die.
Yep.
And the thought process that you have right now might be, but certain things remain the same.
Hold on, you asked me if certain things remain the same?
Yes. Like some things about you remain the same.
Yeah, your spirit. I say like this, that one thing you want to keep, even, you know what I'm saying, way down the line in your life is your childlike spirit. That's what you want to keep. You want to keep your childlike spirit. You want to have wisdom as an older person, but you want to keep that childlike spirit.
Right.
Because that's what's going to get you through anything and everything.
And that's what keeps you young.
Yeah.
You said something earlier about ego, and I've been working with that because I don't like how people use it. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. So when you look up the definition of ego, it talks about your self-esteem. So you raise your child, and we all have been raised that way, to have high self-esteem, to not talk down to ourselves, to not think that anybody is better or above us. We have to have a healthy self-esteem. So arrogance.
Hold on. I mean, keep going, but I'm gonna pause you real quick. I'm gonna say this. Maybe that for the females when they was younger, but I don't think males got that enough. They don't.
You didn't have he's so handsome, he's gonna be a lady killer. Oh, he's gonna have all the females. You're very handsome. Like, stop playing with me.
I mean, okay, yeah, but I'm speaking for all the other men that.
That's self-esteem. Like, that's
yeah, but
You're 28 years old and you have a certain way about yourself.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like all men don't get that. They didn't get that growing up, and then they have to. And you know what I'm saying? Like what we were talking about earlier. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Men, wife cheat on them, and then they get a house.
Yeah. Yes. We were talking about. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. Before the video started, we were talking about how training, and this might sound weird, but men and women training each other to be good people or bad people. So the example that I used was, if initially we meet and we have sex and the sex is normal, regular, good, okay, so it keeps you coming back. But then if I act bad, you give me a different type of sex. Like you on punishment type sex. I'm gonna always want to be on punishment. So you training me to be bad. You training me to act out. Why wouldn't you just give me that sex from the beginning? And then I can always remain being a good girl. Yeah. And then when I'm being bad, you say, bitch, I ain't giving you no sex. You ain't getting no dick. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the conversation was about. Yeah. About good behavior and bad behavior in relationships.
And that come from men gotta have more sexual control to tell a girl you ain't getting no sex after you been bad. Most men, you know what I'm saying, they just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, I want sex anyway, so it don't matter. And I'm, you know what I'm saying, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's training me to be a certain type of way. So if the relationship is always good, like even from the beginning, and we are training each other properly, and like I said, it sounds weird to use that term, but creating healthy boundaries. You can't act like that. If you display bad behavior, like me and you are out, and I believe that if you do something or you say something wrong, I'm not supposed to say that in front of people. I'm supposed to either wait till we get in the car, or I'm supposed to wait till we get home. Not say you're being this way in front of like people. I don't like when women do that, because to me it's like you're undermining your man. Yeah. So if a person does that, why are you going to give them something? Like, bitch, the date is over, let's go. Yeah. You don't get to have dinner now. You get to go home. I'm glad you kind of said it, because I be feeling like I'm being emotional for doing something like that. If she do something that's like, all right, yeah, the day over, do what you want to do. No, if you have bad behavior, it's over. Yeah. You going to fuck home. Yeah. It's like a little kid. If you act out, you go to your room. So what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think nothing's wrong with it either, because I don't think you should do that. But if you're wrong, I'm not going to say it there, but the minute we get by ourselves, I'm like, nigga, you know you're wrong. Yeah. Like, that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm going to tell you, like, babe, that was wrong. But, you know, I can't be like, you know what I mean? I might even text you if I got to catch you real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, come on now. Figure this out. But never be like, rah-rah in front of people. It's a time for rah-rah, because you're going to get this mouth now.
That's probably the worst. Like, oh, yeah. In public?
Yes, that's rude. But how many times have you seen that happen, and then the date and everything continues on, and now he looking like he's embarrassed? You don't get to have this date no more. It's over.
Yeah. Like I say, man, they still want the happy ending at the end. Even after she did all that.
So what? You saying that at that point now you don't want the sex, or she's not going to give you the sex? Because you're still supposed to give out the sex. You're not supposed to withhold the sex regardless of the fact. So it might not be the best sex. I might give you some lame ass dick because, bitch, you want to act out. So if you still want to have sex, it might not be the best of sex, but or I might just get mine and then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down the hallway and watch TV or something. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I mean, that sounds.
Well, that's what I would think they should do, because I don't think
But-
you're allowed to withhold.
But what if you one of the guys that just like good sex? Like.
Well, then do that, and then you say after you done, bitch, I still ain't fucking with you.
Yeah.
I mean something, but I don't think that you reward bad behavior though.